Hello everybody. So I try to do this little bit explanation what we're doing here, and also for people who still have them at home, how to take them apart and help me a little bit, so we're gonna save a little bit timing in our meeting. And most of them will be done. We will have a ready head or skull ready for our installation and our meeting, but some of you who still got original one, and I'll show you how to take it apart and what parts we're gonna need it, and also you will see what is inside, and it can be usable for other props like we did before, because that one has a really nice shaking mechanism inside. And you can see it, you can shake the tail, so you can use for prop like I use for my snake, or you can use for a tail for a wiggle like a raccoon or mice, anything. So, but it's really nice. It has only I think 2 or 3 batteries and can work like in a 3 or 5 volt. It has only one motor, but original has a moving this tension and that one, so you can use this part for something else. So basically what we're trying to do, we're gonna separate the skull and the head and see what parts we're gonna need it, and also what show you how we can improve jaw or big movement, and because this has also small restrictions. Okay, so let's do little by little. So let's do this one. It's gonna be my talking hands. You're gonna listen to my voice and you're gonna see my hands. Okay, so here's your bird. We're gonna remove that label. You don't need it anymore. It's nice Home Depot. If you need it, that's from Home Depot. Maybe they're gonna sell this year. It's a really nice prop actually. It's a $12.99 I think. Used to be last year, but it's actually came handy, and we can do something else. Okay. So this is a bird. We don't really need to remove the battery. We can do it without it. And if you put it aside, you're gonna see some screws. You can see actually, it's funny. I never touched this. It's brand new, but it was assembled, and the screw was mismatch. It's not even they missed the hole. That's interesting. But anyway, we're gonna need to remove that head, and let's do. I'm doing. For this part, you're gonna need only a small screwdriver. I'm using it's a Phillips screwdriver. I don't know what number it is. I think it's like a number 1 or 2, but it's a tiny screwdriver, and that's what I'm using. I'm gonna link some parts in the description. Maybe you can buy some parts. If you love to work in with electronics, you should have some handy parts like a small screwdrivers. Okay, and so what we're doing right now, we're gonna need to remove this screw from neck. Neck has 2 screws, but in our prop we're gonna use actually 3 screws, so we're gonna need to steal 1 screw from the body to be more stable. So 2 screws on side, and you see it has a neck attached to still attached to the body with attention. So what we're doing here, we need to take separate the body because we don't want to break or cut any wires. I don't like to cut stuff, so at the same time I'll show what is inside. So what we're doing here, we're removing screws from the body. If it's magnetic, it's easy to remove the screws. I'll show it on the side. I never done this video overhead before, so it's kind of interesting what I'm doing myself. So basically, I'm watching myself on the screen. Oh, okay. I still got battery inside. We're gonna keep batteries. I think we can keep them. I don't remember, so I did it quite a while ago when I did mine. I don't remember, do we need to remove the batteries or not, but it's okay. Actually, we can, has a switch, shut it. Oh no, it's off already, but it has a sensor. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 screws, has a label sticking over the rear portion of the prop, so remove that label because it will, we need to separate it. Okay, is that to separate it? Okay, it's going out, it's going. Let's see how we separate the top portion. Can we? Yeah, I think we can. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot one screw right here and the bottom of the neck. So one more screw. So you have 5 screws in the body and 2 screws from the neck, and you should be able to separate it. There we go. You don't need to remove. Also, legs has screws on both sides. You can leave them on. Don't touch them. Okay. We're separating the body. Okay, we can remove whole thing. Okay. That's a tail. You can use it later. So that's a mechanic. So that's all electronics. We don't worry about that one. Battery is inside. That's a micro speaker. That's piezo sensor. Don't worry about that stuff. So 2 things we're gonna do right now. We are separating this rod right here. And put screw back. So what we do, we are remove screw from here, separate it. It's only hanging on the 2 wires, black and red wires. Okay. To save the screw, I'm putting screw back. It has a nice screw with a washer, just to save it. Put it back. Okay, put it back. Just to save. So, and what we're doing now, we need to, we just cut those wires. We don't need it. So I use side cutters. It's nice. You can get them from China, from Amazon. I'm gonna link also for them. If you, like I said, if you're working with low voltage electronics, you should have a pair of those. Nice, not expensive ones. So we just snip the wires. Okay, pull the wire out because we're gonna replace it. Okay, it's a nice part. I'll show you why. Here's a button and has a small motor, and you can save it. So what happens when you push it, you will hear it has 2 motions at the same time. That was moving the neck, has rotation here, and also this rotation for the tail. So it's a pretty cool part. You can use it for something else, for other props. Like I said, it's a low voltage motor. You can use for Arduino or anything. So you can just cut all the electronics out and use it. Has a sensor, whatever. So it's a nice part. We can put everything back. We can do it later. We're not worry about that stuff. Okay. So we have like I said, our head, and we need that, and 2 screws, and we're gonna take 1 more screw from the body, basically, because we're gonna need that screw when we're mounting to the to the new body, to the new Raven. We're gonna drill hole. It's to be more stable. We need to drill 1 hole and use 1 of the extra screws. And actually, if you're gonna lose 1 of them, you have 4 extras. Okay, so we're keeping those. So what we're gonna need now, we need to take a skull apart. There's 2 LEDs inside. We're keeping those. What we're gonna do, we need to take it apart, remove the jaw or beak. We're gonna replace that rod, and we're gonna resolder the wires and reconfigure the LED. If you are going to the meeting and you have your bird in a house, basically just stop here and bring your skull or head with you. I'll do it for you in a meeting. If you want to try it yourself, do it. Okay, I'll show how I did, and in the future, and we can you know how it was taken apart. Also, if you see right here, our jaw movement, it's only this big, so it's not a lot, and it's not closing all the way in. If you look closely, this area, it's restricting to close all the way in, and when it's open, part of the beak right here also is restricting to open all the way. So if you have a Dremel or anything, just you can remove this part and Dremel this part out. You can get more motion if you need to, if you would like to. If not, just leave it as is. Okay. So what we're doing here, this part we need to take it apart, but one screw is right here. So to get to that screw without any damage, we need to remove bottom portion. It's a 2 side screws. One screw here, one screw over here. We're removing that one. All screws the same size, so don't worry about if you mix match them. It's they are the same. Okay, we can remove the jaw. If you notice, we have a square like a rod here, which is also corresponding to square here. So that's how we're gonna put it back. Make sure you're using that square. But that's how we're gonna align jaw back. Okay, bottom portion, beak or jaw. Sorry, it's a beak or skull. So now we have access for 3 screws right here. 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna remove them. So we're gonna have access for inside. Mechanical, electronic portion. 1 more screw. 2 more. Okay. We are separating top portion. We have 2 halves now. Let's put this one aside. We work on it next. We need to concentrate on this portion. So I'll show you what was originally happening here. So basically, when motor movement up and down, and up and down like that, it's transferring that movement to that square jaw movement right here. Okay, right here. So that's what's happening. We're not using this portion. We are replacing with our. It's gonna be in your kit. So what we're gonna do, we are popping this out like that. Just remember a rotation. We are removing this screw and remove this part. Try to get close to the camera. Okay. Oops. We don't use this part. We're gonna put on your spare parts list. Okay. Okay. Junkyard, salvage yard. Your screws right here. We're taking our provided new tension rod. What we're gonna do? Okay, I'll try to do like that so you can see it. We have to put in the same place like it was plastic one, but this orientation. So that's your orientation. Basically, long part Okay, that loop going over like that. There we go. So, and when we put screw back, that's going to be our motion. When we have a movement of our servo, that will move our part which is on skull, and will move our jaw. So that's your new tension rod. Okay. So that orientation, long part inside. If you're gonna put this way, they have different angles, so your servo not gonna fit. So you have to take everything apart. So that orientation. Okay, take our screw, put it back. Okay, it's holding. If you're gonna lose that small screw, remember you have one on your extra part list right there. Okay, just don't over tight because it's a plastic. Just easy. Okay, and I did those from it's a steel metal, and I bend them with a special tool. If your loop is like coming over the screw, you can use a pliers to squeeze them a little bit more. So as long as it's not coming over that screw. Okay. We are putting this back. Just drop it inside. Okay, it's coming all the way through. It's not supposed to be there. Okay, just drop inside. Okay, so that's gonna be our motion like right here. Okay, so right now we're gonna put it on the side because we need to finish upper portion. So upper portion has two LED, each LED rated with 1.9 volt, and Home Depot original props, those wires, we snipped them, so it was designed to work with those LED. To work with our new board, DGB, Dmitry, Jimmy, Brian. This board has LED eyes, but we configure them for the 5 volts. So because some LED has like 2 volts, 2.5 volt forward voltage. So to make this LED work with our board, we have to add resistor. And by LED calculation, it requires 180 ohms resistor. And we are using them as parallel. So basically for 1.9 volt and 5 volt supplying from a volt, if you're gonna connect them straight, LED will burn out and also may affect functionality of the board. So that's why we're gonna add resistor. Usually I'm adding resistor on the negative side and the negative wire, and you can do us like that, just add it here and continue with wire. I'm trying to put new wires because it's kind of like a very inexpensive wire. You can see you can strip them with your fingers, with nails. That's why I want to remove them and put a brand new wire. Okay. As you can see, also the wire in a parallel. So basically, LED has a plus and minus, or negative and positive. So negative is a long one, and short one that's I mean negative is, I'm sorry, short ones, and positive always long an LED. So we're gonna do the same way, but we're gonna add a resistor, and I'm adding resistor, as I said, usually on the negative side. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but to be right way, you have added to the negative side. So we're not using our board. If you are not familiar what I'm doing, or you just want to see, just continue. If you are not familiar and you are want to continue to assembly, you can just forward a little bit more and skip this video. And but meanwhile, I'm gonna do LED installation. I mean resistor installation. I'm sorry. They are covered with like silicone. They're using silicone paste. It's like a glue. It's a white glue. It's not a hot glue. It's really hard to remove the stuff. It's a very interesting paste. It's called if you're interested, it's a Kaufer. It's a K7474. It's for the color code, and it's a white stuff. Usually cures in 2 hours. So basically, it's like a silicone glue. It's designed for components, and they even using in this prop, which is uh, as you know, it's like some props made everything made in China, but this one is they added for vibration, so it means like they know what they're doing. It's pretty good quality. I was really surprised to see that white stuff here in a skull, because it's kind of like adding more quality to the wires. So what we're doing here, we're removing these wires, and we're gonna connect my wires. I prepare a connection right here. So that's our long one. So short ones, it's gonna be like almost 30 inches. It's enough to go from the head all the way to the your box. And I left to one side already stripped. I'll show you what my way, how I'm doing. I have a wire strippers. I love them. They're nice. Like I said, it's one of the parts. If you want working with electronics, you should have it. They have 100 different configuration. I like this one, but they have 100 new ones. These pretty old ones, and they have nice ones. Okay, you just twist loose wire connection. Twist them. Okay, you have your get your soldering iron. Okay, here's mine. So try to keep your place organized. Okay, it's melting. Okay, it's one side. Oops. Okay, so now it's like it's a solid wire, so it's really hard, solid, so it's really ready to solder. What we're gonna do, we need to add resistor first. So let's how we can do easiest way. Probably I'm gonna just snip those wires. Yeah, that's probably easiest way to do it. And we're gonna add new ones. So we're just removing those red, black and red. We don't need it. We're gonna bring long ones plus a little bit closer together. We can twist them. That's plus on top. The longer, you can see the longer, and minus, it's shorter. Okay, let me do it again. Oh, sorry, I'm off camera a little bit, sorry. But remember, like, we're gonna use same colors, so you know its polarity is there. But to double check, longer one, it's always plus, positive. Shorten one, shorten if LED, it's always negative or ground. So we have a black and red, or plus, minus, or negative and positive. Same thing. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna add a resistor to our negative. Always adding to the negative side to keep it simple and to correct with electronics. Let me see how we can do it. It has a little bit longer tail and a resistor. We can just do maybe halfway. Okay, you can do little bit. What I'm gonna do, we need to basically attach this end. Resistor doesn't have polarity, it doesn't matter which side. So one end we're gonna attach to the negative side. Remember, it's 180 ohms. Okay, it's attached. Now we're gonna take our wire, we made it. So we're gonna keep same orientation. So basically, remember, negative was here, but we're adding resistor to the negative, and now it's a black color. So we have a red and black. So black going to the resistor side, plus going to the positive. So basically, we're only adding resistor to the negative to be compatible for our board. We're gonna just wrap around the wire like that. Couple loops here, so let's hold it. Enough. Okay, we have an extra tail right here. We're gonna just cutting. So this side is done, and positive we need just to solder to the positive side of the LED. Yeah, this is a bit too long. I'm gonna make it like 2 times shorter. Okay. Okay, it's all done. It's right here. To be safe, just separate them apart. Like maybe just bend a little bit on the front, and this is like on top, so they're not supposed to touch. You can put a hot glue and separate with a hot glue also. Keep them holding. I'm not gonna do it. I think it should be good enough. Okay, for my work. Okay. I'll show what I'm doing with this end. So this end going to our board. If once again, if you love to work with electronics, as I am and as some of our guys with the group, my advice to you, buy one of these guys. It's amazing, amazing stuff. So basically, it's box with connectors. Instead of when you're connecting to your wire to any board, like that, and you make any connections, instead of like just stripping the wire and the wire always will bend and break, you crimp this connector, you insert to your connector here, wherever you have a board you're working on it. That's Lifesaver. I built so many boards with these connectors. It's amazing tool. Jimmy, member of our group, Jimmy Molina, he recommended one time, and I couldn't thank him enough for this Lifesaver stuff. And I don't know how many years this product been around, maybe not too long, because I never seen it before. When he told me, it's the best thing ever. It comes with a crimper. So this tool comes with a crimper, and you can do different gauge of wire from tiny ones to bigger ones. Okay, I'll show what I'm doing. So I already crimp one side of the black, and we're gonna use we're gonna crimp it, you can see, in a red side. So we're gonna get the small wire, the small gauge. It's a 2022 gauge, so it's just white one. We don't need it anymore. We have to strip the wire. So basically we're stripping about I would say ½ inch. So now you have exposed wires. Twist them so you can keep them together. Just do a little bit twist. It's sorry, it's blurring out probably. Okay. You put okay, right here. Put this connector inside. Right here, and that insulation doesn't allow connector go all the way through, so it will stop right here. and you're gonna use that crimper. Try to do sideways so you can see what I'm doing. It's like, see this 4 squares for crimping. You push inside, hold it, keep it all together, squeeze handle. It will it has the auto tension, so it will know when to stop, release it, and it's crimped. Look how beautiful this. It's just amazing stuff. Okay, so we have two. So now you're not dealing with wire, with frayed wires. It's not gonna break, and no soldering required. It's amazing stuff. And when you're ready, you just use a small screwdriver, open these connectors, connect to your board. Just remember, it has a red and white, so red is positive, black is negative. We mark it for you guys. Positive and negative. Positive, plus, negative, minus, or we put for positive we put 5 volt, for negative we put minus. So minus it's negative, and plus it's a red one. Okay, it's a 5 volt, it's for the plus right here, LED eyes. So your wire is done. Put crimper aside, we don't need it anymore. Let's remove soldering iron, we don't need it. Okay, so now let's put everything backwards. I mean, in reverse. So here's our head, bottom portion, right here. You can put wire right here at the front. It doesn't matter. I try to do in the front because it will stay away from that movement. And it's not gonna move like 100 miles per hour, so it's not gonna damage the wire. It's just a plastic. Okay, so put right here in the front, feed it through. Okay. Okay. So now make sure everything is sitting here. Make sure your wire is still there. You can add hot glue. You can add that copper 704. I think it's overkill, but you can do it. Or hot glue at least. Or I'm not doing anything. So put them together. Just squeeze. Has like guides, like small guides right here. So make sure it's all nice. So squeeze together. Check both sides. Make sure all seams everything is closed. Okay. Grab your tension rod. Make sure everything in place. So basically, everything's supposed to be kind of in place right now. Okay. Get one of the screws, one on the front. Try to make sure it's visible for you guys. Okay, it's cool. So we have this. Our top portion is up. What I would like to do right now, I want to test LED, make sure they are connected right. Make sure they light up. I will connect my testing power supply. There's a 5 volt. So I'm off camera, but I'm here. Okay. So I connect my 5 volt power supply. Check both LED eyes. You can see they're working. will light up. So everything correct. If it was no resistor inside, they will burn out. That's why we put it in, so work with the 5 volts. Okay. And now we need to attach bottom portion. Make sure your tension rod kind of sitting in the middle. Like, see, it has like all the way down, you push all the way up, so it's right in the middle. So when it's in the middle, it looks like these squares line up with the top upper portion. So we have to line up the squares with the squares inside here. So we just gonna like line up this way. Try to do it in same and watching my video what I'm doing, and also watching my hands, so it's a little bit tough for me. So sorry if you are okay. So looks like everything lined up. You should see your screw hole right there through. So get one screw here, put it back in the jaw. As I mentioned before, this problem basically has jaw has limited movement. It's enough for me. It's way enough, but if you want to get more opening and more closing portion, you can remove this portion. That will restrict, you get more opening. And when you are so when we assemble together, this one is going to be in our way, so you can Dremel, use a Dremel or a knife, Sharpie knife, that portion do restriction when closing. So if we can get more movement from the jaw, we can take it apart, Dremel this stuff and put back together. So it's not a rocket science, but it's fun. It's fun to do it. Okay, so let's see. A couple times I did it. It's I missed the connection, so but it looks like it's all aligned. No, it's not. I'll tell you what happened. See what happened. See, like I told you to keep in the middle, but mine went down, so now it's bottom of the rod. It's right here. It's all the way in the bottom. It has no movement because it's right here. So it needs to be your the tension needs to be somewhere in the middle. So make sure when you putting screw, it's not gonna move on you. So don't over tie it. So basically just grab it and move it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Your jaw's supposed to work. Your talking raven's supposed to talk. Okay, I want to make sure this portion aligned too. Okay, looks like it aligned. Okay, so I try to get closer to the camera. You should see it. Okay, looks like both of them done. So we have our movement. See what I'm talking about? So right now it's not closing all the way in because that portion is hitting jaw cheek over here. So you can remove with your Dremel, and opening is restricted by this piece. So you can remove that one and get more opening if you want. If not, you leave it as is. It's way enough. Okay, perfect. So this portion is done. We have our head, we have our tension working, we have our tails, which is go through the body to the board, and that connection go to your LED eyes. Remember, that's red is positive. It's when our board shows 5 volt plus 5 volt LED eyes, and minus it's a negative. Okay. So in this one we use our small Phillips screwdriver, side cutters, strippers, and that thing is that crimpers. Okay, a model for the crimpers, it's a HSC8, and it's a 6-4A. I think they have a newer one. This has like a 4 jaws. Newer one has like I think 6 or 8, which is like give you more round look. It's a newer version, but this has worked just fine. You can get them from Amazon or from Chinese, but everything made in the same place. Amazon can get one day, but it's the best thing ever. Okay. Aside, so you have extra parts, you have extra screws. Remember, we're gonna be keeping 3 screws because we're gonna use them to attach to the body. Okay. So next video, I will show how we're gonna prepare the body for attaching the head. Bye for now. Go to the next video.